Welcome to the Rose at Home channel. I'm Rose. I am again at home and I am so incredibly happy to see you again for another video. Today I want to talk about Book of the Month Club. First off, so everyone is clear, this is not sponsored. I know they sponsor a lot of folks here on YouTube. They don't know I exist beyond being a customer. And I've only been a customer now for 3 months. Do I like it? Is it worth it? And the answer for me is yes, but I'm going to explain why it's a yes for me, because it might not be a yes for you. But there are things that I do really enjoy so far. The way it works is you sign up in any given month and you pay whatever that discounted price for the first time is, but you can't do any add-ons at that point. I want to say mine was $9.99 plus tax, but you can't add any books. You get one book for that price, which is a really good deal. At the end of that month that you signed up on, they charge you for your credit, and that credit goes to pay for your book for the upcoming month. So I believe it's somewhere between the 20th and the 22nd. They do an auto charge for your credit. So can you skip a month? Yes, but they charge for your credit ahead. You don't know yet what the books are gonna be and if you're gonna want anything. For some people, if you're really picky, if you're really genre specific, that might not be worth it for you. It might be too big of a risk for you. For me, because you have that option of between 5 and 7 books, I looked into it for a few months before I pulled the trigger, and every month that I looked into it, there were books that I wanted. It is not that big of a risk for me because I'm a prolific reader. I like a lot of different genres, so I'm not going to have trouble finding something in their selections that I would like. But if you think you might, I would go to the website for a couple of months, look at what the options are and see, like, okay, every month there's 1 or 2 things that I would like, then that makes it a good choice for you. If there's nothing that you like that month, you can skip. So you've already paid for that credit, but you skip, and then when it's time to charge you for the next credit, they don't. So you've already got your credit sitting there, it's already paid for, so you don't keep racking up credits and then getting a bunch of them in your account. I think I've heard that Audible works that way, where you keep paying even if you don't use it. Book of the month, but you can skip and then you don't have to pay later in that month for the next month. You'll have your credit already stored up. If there's more than one thing that you would like, you've already paid for your first book, so you pick the thing that's your first, and then you can do add-ons. The add-ons are the same price as what you paid for your credit for your first book, for the next 2 boxes. Technically it's your first 3, but you couldn't do add-ons with your original. Last month's box, I got 2 add-ons and I had to pay the full $16.99 for those. This month I also had to pay that $16.99 and could only get 2. After 3 box deliveries, they count you as a friend, and at that point the add-ons go down in price. I saw all over the internet that the down in price is $9.99. That is not the case anymore. I think it used to be that. It is now $11.99 for the add-ons. My initial credit for the first book is still going to stay the same price, but beyond that we're down to $11.99 for hardcover books, which is quite the deal. And I'm very happy with the book selection that I've seen so far. One other thing that is brand new that they just started doing now, which I'm afraid I'm going to get myself in a little bit of trouble, because you can see behind me, I do like to collect books. So now that we're friends and I've done the 3 boxes, I can also order up to 4 add-on books at that $11.99 price. I can see me taking advantage of that lower price and with the more books, especially because there are a number of things in their backlist that I'm very interested in, that I'm not looking to necessarily want collector's editions of, but I prefer hardcovers. I prefer hardcovers on my shelves. Who is it not for? Again, if you're really, really picky in what you read, or you're incredibly genre specific. If you really like a lot of nonfiction, I haven't seen any, I don't think. There might have been a memoir, but I don't look for them, and so that doesn't stand out to me, but there's not much, if any, nonfiction. So if that's your bag, Book of the Month isn't for you. If you don't like to have books that you're not currently reading, like if you're a slower reader and you only like to buy the book when you're ready to read it, is probably not for you either. But if if you're a fairly prolific to prolific reader, if you like a multiple set of genres, if you enjoy the anticipation of release days, then I think it really is going to be for you. I'm having a good time, and as long as I'm having a good time, I'm going to keep having a good time. So I'm going to transition now into opening my box, because it is right here, and it came yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to film, and I had to leave it, and I don't want to wait any longer. So here's my box. It's a chunker. I was actually interested in all 5 of the options, and if you would like in the future me to make videos of my selection process, let me know down in the comments, and I'd be happy to try to do that. I think I know how to use OBS and all of that. I'm so excited. I am so excited. 2 of the 3 things I got are books about books, and I'm just on a tear with books about books. I think I'm going to need to make a video very soon about all of the books that I have that are books about books. So the first thing I got, how beautiful is that? Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Törzs. Törzs? I'm not sure how you say that, but this is a pretty book. This is a really pretty book. So this is a fantasy. It deals with books, and let me give it to you. In this spellbinding debut novel, 2 estranged half-sisters tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books must work together to unravel a deadly secret at the heart of their collection. A tale of familial loyalty and betrayal, and the pursuit of magic and power. For generations, the Calate family has guarded a collection of ancient and rare books. Books that let a person walk through walls or manipulate the elements. Books of magic that half-sisters Joanna and Esther have been raised to revere and protect. All magic comes with a price, though, and for years the sisters have been separated. Esther has fled to a remote base in Antarctica to escape the fate that killed her mother, and Joanna's isolated herself in their family home in Vermont, devoting her life to the study of these cherished volumes. But after their father dies suddenly while reading a book Joanna has never seen before, the sisters must reunite to preserve their family legacy. In the process, they'll uncover a world of magic far bigger and more dangerous than they ever imagined, and all the secrets their parents kept hidden, secrets that span centuries, continents, and even other libraries. In the great tradition of Ninth House, the magicians and practical magic, this is a suspenseful and richly atmospheric novel that draws readers into a vast world filled with mystery and magic, romance and intrigue, and marks the debut of an extraordinary new voice in speculative fiction. How amazing does that sound? That, and to get all of that in only this is going to be quite the ride. I cannot wait. It might end up being in this month's TBR as a no, I'd rather read this right now. I'm so excited. So the second thing that I picked up was an add-on from this month and another book about books, The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. And look at that cover. You guys know what a sucker I am for covers. Look at the back. Love that so much. Okay, years ago, a reclusive, mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book and a one-of-a-kind competition, offering a prize that will change the winner's life. Okay, that's sounding a little writing retreat to me. Let's see if that stays. Make a wish. Lucy Hart knows better than anyone what it's like to grow up without parents who loved her. In a childhood marked by neglect and loneliness, Lucy found her solace in books, namely the Clock Island series by Jack Masterson. Now a 26-year-old teacher's aide, Lucy is able to share her love of reading with bright young students, especially 7-year-old orphan Christopher Lamb. Lucy would give anything to adopt Christopher, but even the idea of becoming a family seems like an impossible dream without proper funds and stability. Just when Lucy's about to give up, Jack Masterson announces he's finally written a new book. Even better, He's holding a contest at his home on the real Clock Island, and Lucy is one of the 4 lucky contestants chosen to compete to win the one and only copy. Now I'm getting Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibes. For Lucy, the chance of winning the most sought-after book in the world means everything to her and Christopher. But first, she must contend with ruthless book collectors, wily opponents, and the distractingly handsome and grumpy Hugo Reese, the illustrator of the Clock Island books. Meanwhile, Jack, the mastermind Masterson, is plotting the ultimate twist ending that could change all of their lives forever. Yes, please. That sounds like fun. It just sounds amazing. And the last thing I got in this box, because remember I could only do 2 add-ons, was not one of this month's picks. I was interested in 4. There was only one that I was kind of like, I could wait for a paperback on that if I was still interested. The other ones though, I wanted all of them, but I decided for this month to pick something from their backlist, in part because it's a book that I was very interested in when it came out. It was actually at Target and I didn't pick it up, and then when I went back hoping to grab it, it was sold out. Target hasn't had it back again. It's no longer on the shelves at my Barnes & Noble, so it would have been something I needed to order. And then I realized, well, I can get it through here. It'll be in hardback. And it is River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. And this, look at that. I do love the covers of these. From what I understand, this is literary fiction. I think you're gonna fall as in love as I am. Rare, moving, powerful, this beautiful page-turning and redemptive story of a mother's gripping journey across the Caribbean to find her stolen children in the aftermath of slavery is a remarkable debut. Her search begins with an ending. The master of the Providence plantation in Barbados gathers his slaves and announces the king has decreed an end to slavery. As of the following day, the Emancipation Act of 1834 will come into effect. The cries of joy fall silent when he announces that they are no longer his slaves. They are now his apprentices. No one can leave. They must work for him for another 6 years. Freedom is just another name for the life they have always had. So Rachel runs. Away from Providence, she begins a desperate search to find her children, the 5 who survived birth and were sold. Are any of them still alive? Rachel has to know. The grueling, dangerous journey takes her away from Barbados, deep into the forest of British Guiana, and finally across the sea to Trinidad. She is driven on by the certainty that a mother cannot be truly free without knowing what has become of her children, even if the answer is more than she can bear. These are the stories of Mary Grace, Micah, Thomas Aquinas, Cherry Jane, and Mercy. But above all, this is the story of Rachel and the extraordinary lengths to which a mother will go to find her children and her freedom. I think you get now why I've been wanting to pick this book up for a little while. That sounds heartbreaking and beautiful, and I really cannot wait to get to this. I think I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it. And finally, in your book of the month, I just read it. In your book of the month, they always include bookmarks. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're sweet. This one, let me see if I can get it to focus, not on me. Yeah, welcome to the friend zone. Yeah, welcome to the friend zone in a good way. Happy 3-box anniversary. We're so glad to call you a friend with benefits. Anyway, I do love getting bookmarks. So that is my review of Book of the Month. I really enjoy it. If you're like me, I think you would enjoy it. If we're different in some very specific ways, it might not be for you, and it's better to know that before you make the investment. So I hope that I was helpful. If I was, and you would like to also know my thoughts on these and when I read them, please hit that subscribe button, and you can click that notification bell, and it will let you know every time I upload a new video. My next one will be on Sunday, and Sunday's video I'm super excited for. I don't want to spoil it because I need something to get delivered hopefully today, but In the meantime, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week and that you get to read a lot of wonderful books. Bye, everybody.